Brock standing by to discuss. First, let's have a listen to Poilievre. Here he is announcing it.
It's time to lock up the very small group of rampant career criminals who are causing all the chaos. Not only will we repeal Liberal catch and release laws, we will carry out the biggest crackdown on crime in Canadian history. And we will do it by passing the 3 strikes you're out law. 3 strikes you're out means that anyone convicted of 3 serious offenses will be ineligible thereafter for bail, probation, parole, or house arrest.
That's federal Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre with his proposed 3 strikes and you're out law. Let's discuss with my guest now, Larry Brock, Conservative MP, Brantford-Brant. Larry is the federal Conservative justice critic. Thanks a lot for coming on today.
Well, good morning, Mike. Thanks for having me.
Good morning to you. Thanks a lot for doing it. Can you explain the core objectives here for this 3 strikes law? What are you trying to achieve with this?
Well, certainly. Let's face it. For the last 10 years, we have seen nothing but a Liberal government that has prioritized meeting the needs of criminals at the expense of community safety and victims. We have seen just a wave of violent crime across communities right across this country. So specifically, we're talking about Bill C-75, which introduced the principle of restraint, which has allowed and really forced judges right across this country to release violent repeat offenders at the earliest opportunity on the least onerous conditions. That is the crisis that we are facing. To meet that crisis, this Liberal government has refused to really abandon their hug-a-thug policies and to protect communities. So we've introduced the 3 strikes and your outlaw that would end the Liberal-enabled violent crime wave. Specifically, Mike, it is, as the leader has indicated, it's going to stop criminals convicted of 3 serious offenses from getting bail, probation, parole, or house arrest, and keep violent criminals behind bars longer to keep them away from their victims and off our streets.
How long? How long would they stay locked up? You're not going to keep them in jail forever in every case, are you?
Absolutely not. Specifically, we're going to require that there be a minimum prison term of 10 years, Mike, and up to a life sentence. We're going to be designating these offenders as dangerous offenders, meaning they cannot be released until they prove they are no longer a danger. The only way for these repeat serious criminals to obtain their freedom will be through spotless behavior and clean drug tests during a lengthy minimum prison sentence, with earned release dependent on improving themselves and their life opportunities, such as learning a trade or upgrading their education.
Okay, how do you define a serious crime? You say this would be 3 strikes and you're out for 3 convictions for serious crime. What is a serious crime? How do you define that?
All the major serious offenses within the criminal code, Mike. We're talking about serious gun offenses. We're talking about homicides. We're talking about serious sexual assaults. We're talking about extortion, home invasions, break-in enters, the whole litany. We're going to clearly define a list of what those serious offenses entail.
How about property crime? Like, let's say a guy gets picked up 3 times for shoplifting. Does he go to jail for 10 years?
Well, property crime is a different category, and more business owners are really crying out for more deterrence by way of our sentencing. Right now, there has been a real soft touch, in my view, by judges across this country in dealing with the prolific rise of white-collar shoplifting type of crimes. But it has a significant impact, not only to insurance rates, but significant impact to the safety of shop owners who are just seeing a revolving door, a system where these individuals are constantly not being deterred from committing the same offense over and over again, but particularly in the shoplifting end of things.
My guest is federal Conservative justice critic Larry Brock. We're talking about the Conservatives' 3 strikes and you're out law that's been proposed by Pierre Poilievre. It sounds like an American-style system, right? Like, I know some American states have brought in 3 strikes laws. Have you guys taken a look at how it worked there?
Yeah, we have, Mike, but this is a made-in-Canada solution to a Liberal-made problem. And we've been asking this government, and it's not only the Conservatives, it's not only opposition members, we're talking about premiers of every province in this country, regardless of political affiliation. We're talking about police chiefs, presidents of police associations, mayors from all types of communities and victim advocacy groups, forcing this government to finally deal with the elephant in that room, and that is the ever-increasing rise in violent crime and the rewarding of continual bad behavior. So we have got this motion on the table today in the House of Commons, Mike, and just over 3 hours from now, we are pleading with this government, exercise your number one commitment as a federal government, and that is to keep Canadians safe. I am asking for every member of that Liberal government, including Prime Minister Carney, to vote in favor of our motion.
Are you confident that this three strikes law would be constitutional under Canada's Charter of Rights and Freedoms? I mean, you just know this is going to be challenged, right, by somebody under a constitutional challenge. Would it stand up to a charter challenge?
In my view, yes, we are going to put this together in such a way that there should be charter compliance. And if not, we've made it abundantly clear when it comes to criminal law reforms and justice in this country, we are not afraid to use the notwithstanding clause. We
how about jails? We got to build more jails. We're going to put all these people in jail. Do we need more jail cells?
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. As a former Crown attorney, I've heard just of horrendous conditions in various detention centers, particularly in Ontario, but right across this country. If we change these federal laws, it is going to be a wake-up call to all the premiers in every province to ensure that there is going to be adequate space for a potential increase in the number of detention orders coming out of bail courts. But also, from a federal response, we're going to have to take a look at correctional facilities, provincial correctional facilities and federal correctional facilities to ensure that they are humane, there's humane conditions, we don't have overcrowding issues. So it'll be a response for the province to adjust. I can only focus in on what we can do at a federal level.
Okay, it sounds like it's going to cost more money, though, right? Like if we got to build more jails, hire more guards, there's going to be a cost for this, correct?
Well, when you take a look at the billions of dollars of federal waste, Mike, in this country, we can find the money through efficiencies. And quite frankly, there is no price when it comes to community safety.
Let me play a clip here for you from Prime Minister Mark Carney. He was asked about this three strikes idea. This is what he had to say. Then I'll get your thoughts. So here's Carney.
This government is committed to reforming the criminal code to ensure that organized crime, gang crime, crime with handguns, home invasions, auto theft, that the individuals who participate in those crimes pay the price they should with consecutive sentencing, that they are not in a position where they commit a crime one day and they're arrested and then out on bail the next. So bail reform being at the heart of it.
Larry Brock, what do you say to him?
I say to him, as I've heard this numerous times, Mike, in the House, I've heard this from numerous ministers, what are you waiting for? It has been over 5 months since we had our general election. Politicians can walk and chew gum at the same time. Why have they waited as long as they have? They promised this big crime bill happening sometime in the fall. I don't know what that means, Mike. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know how it's going to address the needs of all the important stakeholders across this country. We need to deal with this here and now. I can't wait for Carney's promises. A lot of his promises across a number of issues have been unfulfilled. So again, hollow words. I want to see progress. I want to see action, as do Canadians.
We're following it closely, including the events in the House of Commons today. Thanks a lot for coming on today to talk about it.
Thank you so much, Mike. Have a great day.
You're welcome. Thank you. Larry Brock, Conservative MP. He is the federal Conservative justice critic in the House of Commons. 3 strikes and you're out. That is the bill proposed by Pierre Poilievre as he promises a crackdown on crime in Canada. Now, you heard Mark Carney, the Prime